Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be solving Codeforces round 906 chip 2 problem B. Qingshan loves string. Okay. So pause the video, read the question, then I'll explain. Okay, cool. So what the question says is if we have a string of length k or like any string a, then it is good only if follow this condition that a of I should not be equal to a of I plus 1. Okay. What does like so if we have some string a, then it doesn't have to be a of I or a of 1 should not be equal to a of 2. Similarly, a of 2 cannot be equal to a of 3. So, in this way. Okay. Now, yeah, and it's also given that it will only contain 0 and 1. Okay. Now, what we have to do is Kingshan was having a string S and there was another person, Daniel, that is string T. Both the string only contain 0 and 1. What we need to do is we already know what a good string is, and Kingshan wants to make S good. So whatever the string Kingshan has, he wants to make it a good string. We already know the condition for good string. So, and if let's say it was not already a good string, then what he can do is he can ask Daniel to give his string T and can insert T at any position in S. Okay, so I'll just explain what question is saying that there's a personality called or character called Kingshan which has string Q, and there is Daniel who has string T. Now we already know that what a good string is. For any good string, that a of I should not be equal to a of I plus 1. Okay, that is a good string. Now Kingshan wants to make this as good. Okay, so see, let's say if it was already good, right? It was already good, then he doesn't have to do anything. It was good. Okay. Else what he can do is if it was not good, if it was not good, then let's say if we can simply write S0, S1 till S of n minus 1. Okay, so like this is string S. This is nothing but the character at 0th, 1th, and something like this. So what he can do is to make it good, he can insert this entire string T. He can insert this string entire string T anywhere, any number of times. So let's say first he inserted something somewhere here after S2, then this new string will become something like this, that S0, S1, S2, and this string entire T, that is T0, T1 till whatever Tm minus 1, and then it will again continue with S3, S4 till Sn minus 1. So he can do this operation any number of times. He can insert here as well, any number of times, anywhere. Okay, so now let's get back to the question. So what we have to do, what we have to tell is that even after this performing operation, can Kingshan make S good or not? So we just need to tell yes or no if it's possible to make S good or not. Okay, so we have S given. We already know that if it's good, then we can simply return yes, right? Okay, that will be one solution. But if it's not good, not good. Okay, not good. Okay, now see, we know that S is always containing 0 or 1, right? 0 1 something like this. That means, and we know that the condition for string to be good is that we cannot have these two characters same. So that means if something like this is 0 1, then it is good. So let's see one example. So if we'll say that something like this 0 1 and this there is left of the string. Okay, so this was total string S and we have first two character as 0 1, and this is like S2 till Sn minus 1. So we know that if this S2 or like sorry these two first character are good, we can simply ignore them. We don't need to care about them, right? Similarly, let's say if these two as well, if these two as well, here we have 1 0. Okay, here we have 1 0, or sorry, just one thing. So if these two are equal, that means we don't need to care about this 0. Okay, but we still need to think about this 1. We can't put 1 over here. Okay, so what we realize over here is if we have 0, then we can't have 0. If we have 1, then we can't have 1. Okay, so it's kind of alternating, so whenever what we can simply say that what we can simply say that from the question what we can simply say that whenever we have this like s two equal characters, like whenever we have two equal characters, that is this violating this condition. What is the condition for the good string? We already know that a of I should not be equal to a of I plus 1. So whenever this condition is violated, then to make s good, so why we are discussing over here? Because if let's say if this is good, then we can keep on checking this, but if itself this is bad, this cannot be good, right? So whenever we find a bad piece or bad substring, then we'll have to make it good. Okay, then we'll continue further. Okay, so what we'll do, let's say if at any position there was one and there was one, so we know that if this is the condition and there is a remaining string, then we'll have to make this string good. Then it makes sense to check this, because if this is bad, overall this string will be bad, right? So we'll have to make this string good so that overall it can be good. Okay, now if this is one on one, one and one, now we have only one operation, right? See, we have to make this something like this 1 0, but we can't do this. What we can do is we can insert the entire string t between them. We can insert entire string t between them. So like so, and yeah, we already know that if it's 0 1, then it's fine. If it's 1 0, then it's fine. Okay, right? Sorry. Sorry guys, so sorry for that. Okay, so what I was saying that if we have 0 1, then it's okay. If it's have 1 0, then it's fine. But if we have 1 1, or if we have 0 0, then we'll have to insert t. But let's say t itself is not good. T itself is not good. Then then inserting t overall will make our string bad. So even if let's say there is one, this one and rest of the string, right? If we inserted t, and let's say t was something like 0 and at the end also 0, so overall it will become 0 1. But in there, in between, there were some characters which, like let's say 0 0 or 1 1. So what I'm trying to say is, if t itself is bad, that means overall this string will be bad, and we already had some remaining characters, so overall this entire string will be bad, right? So what we saw that if s is bad, okay, we can go and check, and like, or if s is bad, we have to insert t, right? At some places we have to insert t. But if t is also bad, that means we cannot have our answer, and we can simply print no. So what I said was, if s is bad, we know that to make s good, we have to insert t, right? But t is also bad, then we know that this bad and this bad will always be bad. Okay, this bad and this bad will always be bad. So overall this string will be bad, and we can simply return no. But okay, that was one condition. Now, so it's better to write over here. So if s is good, we can simply return yes. Okay, if s is bad, okay, s is bad, then we will check for t. If t is bad, that means in this scenario we cannot have our answer, and we can simply return no. Now let's say if t is good, then we'll have to check further. So if we have 1 1 something like this, and we had some string part or some string part over here, then we can insert t over here. Similarly, if we have 0 or 0, we'll have to insert t over here, because we know that we don't need to care about 0 and 1, because it's already satisfying the condition, or 1 or 0, because it is already a good substring. Okay, so if it is 1 and 1, that means if we want to insert t in between 1 and 1, that means here should be 1 0 and here should be 1 0, because, and here should be 1 0, that means I am saying is this t should start with 0, there will be some characters, and it should end with 0. Overall t, we know that it is good, right? Overall know that t is good, we are discussing in this flow. So overall t was good. So because if it will be 1, right, then still if it is, the first character is 1, then we will end up something like 1 or 1, 1 and 1, and this entire t characters, and then last 1. Or if the last character of t is 1, then we will end up something like this 1 and 1. So in that scenario as well, we won't have our answer. Similarly, if we consider this 0 0, if t starts with 0, okay, or t ends with 0, something like this. So so in both the scenario, we won't have our answer, and we cannot make this overall string bad string, because what? Because these two characters will make it a bad substring, and overall it make the string bad. So what we can realize over here is, so if t is good, then we have will have condition something like this. So this will be the two adjacent characters, either it will be 1 or 0 or 0. So in this scenario, the first character of t, something like this, t0, t1, something like this, and the last character should be 0, so that this 2 becomes good, and we already know that this entire substring was good, so this will be a overall good string. Similarly here it should be 1 or 1, or we can simply write that whatever position we have, let's say it was position I and I minus I and I plus 1, or whatever we want to write, I minus 1 comma I. So we can simply what we can say that this t of 0 should not be equal to I minus 1, and similarly t dot back or t of m minus 1, considering that m is the size of this t, should not be equal to s of I. Okay, so in that scenario, if that condition is satisfied, yes, we can insert t over here and we can move forward. Okay, and so let's say if we have completed this much string, then we'll go on checking this string, right? So that, because we need to check for overall the string. Now coming to the code part, what we did, nothing, same thing we did as we discussed. First of all, we took the input for s and t. If s is good, we can simply return yes. If s is bad, then only we'll move past this if condition, and we'll check if t is also not good, then we can simply return no, because in that scenario we cannot make s overall a good string. But if t is a good string, then what we'll do, we'll go on checking that if ith character and I minus ith character are same, then we'll check it should not be equal to the c. We all what why That's why I have considered here I minus 1 and I, because I was using in this solution that if I minus 1 and ith, so these are the two characters, we are consecutive characters of the s we are choosing, and we are inserting t over here, so that the first element, that is t0, should not be equal to s at I minus 1, and the last character, that is t of m minus 1, should not be equal to s of I. That's what we have written over here, that s of I minus 1 is equal to t of, so yeah, it should not be equal to, right? But if it is equal, then we can simply return no, right? So that's why if it's equal to the first character, or s of I is equal to the last character of t, then we can simply see out no and we can return. Else, if this entire loop completes, that means we were able to convert the entire string into a good string, so we can finally print yes. Okay, so I have submitted this solution. It's an AC solution. So guys, I hope this will be clear to you, but if you guys have any doubt, please ask me in the comment section. Okay, thank you guys.